So I have something here really special I want to show you all. And we're going to go through it together. I haven't really looked at it. A woman that is actually a third cousin of these people I knew, and they wanted me to have this. And it's a metal box. It's painting parts. It's pieces of her art set that she had, and she's in her 90s, and she wanted me to have it. She hasn't painted in 50 years, so this paint set has not been touched in 50 years. You can see that that was in California. You will find that if you look up the prominence on this art set, you will not find it. It's there's a few paintings by the company. They went out of business in the 1990s, early 1990s, and it's a heavy metal box. I'll show it to you. Here essentially is the box. As I said, I was showing you the label on it, and it's got two nice snaps. It's nice metal. It's like I want to call it a galvanized metal, sort of. It was painted with an acrylic on it, and you see a little bit of rust here, which isn't too bad for what age we're looking at. So here's an oil painting that she did. It's not signed, unfortunately, but it's very simple. It's a still life. I like it. It's a flower with a banana and some oranges and a grape. This would be telling you about probably the kit, learning to paint. So this is a generally a novice person in this. That's fine. It's proportioned well. You have your paints. You have your main colors up here. You can have other colors here. This is for other things like your things you'd clip onto your easel. Some linseed oil. I haven't seen a jar of linseed oil like that in a long time. Permanent pigment. So you're done with oils. A lot of three things you're going to have other than the oils are probably linseed oil. You can get a thing that makes the paint last longer, and then you can get thinner. I don't necessarily deal with a lot of linseed oil. It's what bonds the paint, so it's one way to thin it. I prefer paint thinner than using actual linseed oil. Thinner, I think, helps you to get it more watery. And of course, what I always do, I take a coffee can, cut the top with holes in it, and I use that to put the brushes in with paint thinner, because what you have when you have a brush, take one of these brushes, in the paint, and it sits in there, and you can run it across those holes. The excess paint will go to the bottom, so it keeps the thinner a little cleaner. It's never going to be perfectly clean, but it keeps it a little cleaner. So we have a Daha brush. I believe this would be camel hair. Let's see what else we have here. We have another kind of like a cheaper brush, camel hair as well. Some pencils. These are smaller brushes, more for acrylics, but they work. This is good for going across the canvas. This is older. This was replaced in the modern times, by which we'd have the fan brush. Some of these detailed things here. Piece of charcoal. Good. You would use the pencils and charcoal to basically sketch out what you wanted to paint, if you do it that way. And do the background and then sketch out what you need from it. So let's see what we have here as far as paints. Oh, here's some more charcoals here. I'll go through this. Cerulean, and these paints, like I said, 50 years. She moved back from California, so I don't think these are probably going to be that great. They're probably all pretty hard, and they are. But give you an example of what 50 years ago an art set would have looked at. If you want to get the basics, build, this is what you go with. So you have cerulean blue. Some sort of painter's gray. This is a white, and I believe it's titanium. A lot better than lead white. So whoever had this was smart. You can get lead white; it's a better white, but use that at your own risk. And here we have some paints. Let's see what we have. I haven't looked through these. Do not know what that is. Oh, we see in the back here. Oh, yellow ochre. So it's like yellow ochre. Pigment green. So I believe a black. It's a really nice ultramarine violet. That's like between a purple and a blue. Ivory black. It's good to have. Phyllocyanine green. I've actually never heard of this paint. I always used a my greens I usually mixed myself. I'd have a really good blue, a cobalt blue, and use my own greens because I found a cobalt blue, the older cobalt blue, which would be, I don't see them in here, any of it in here. Cerulean, you can pretty much make any color with that. And with this cadmium yellow. Yes, cadmium yellow, great. A little radioactive, but not too bad. Is this, that's the ultramarine deep blue. This is what, and it's got some movement to it, so it's not totally dried out. Burnt umber, that's that nice brown. You get the real rich rock colors with that. Lysine crimson. Another color I've never really played with is crimson. It's a red, like a pink. She's doing a lot of florals. But, you know, for me, if you have a color wheel, there should be one in here, it'll teach you a lot. Burnt sienna, another great brown color. More cadmium yellow. And this is a cadmium red. So those are nice cadmium colors. You want the warmer colors. I was taught to mix colors differently. I have a good knowledge of how to make skin tone and all that. And really, you can give me white, black, red, yellow, red, and blue, and I'm pretty much good. More raw umber. You're an artist and you're younger and learning. You learn a certain skill set. You have certain things that you learn that you've always had, and you build on them. And that's what you have to practice. You have to practice knowing, first of all your colors, how they mix together. And then, this is the major ones in the color wheel. And then you have to learn darks to the lights. And then actually learn how 3 colors will mix together to come up with the skin tone. So if you're looking at skin tone, you want to go with like a red, a yellow, and lighten or darken it. And then you want to add a little bit of blue or green, depending on what the shadow of the person's skin is. Like for me right now, I'm looking at a little bit of blue, a little bit of red, a little bit of yellow. And that's how you get that pink, if you have a lot of sun, tan like I do. So we're going to look through this. This is a canvas panel. Pretty nice. 40 cents. I don't think you'd find that for 40 cents today. Beyond that, we have the palette. Look at that. And this is where you learn how well someone was of an artist. You see the lighter colors mixed down here. That's good. The warmer colors, and then the greens. That's what you basically want to do. And when you scrape this, you'll scrape it all off. And you're going to start, I'd always start with a white and a black, and then do my basic colors across here. And then I can always come down and do my tones, and do what I need to mix. And one of the biggest secrets when you're doing a painting is that you want to have what's up here reflected down here. So even if you're doing something where these are mountains and this is water, let's say it's a mountain print, you want to put a little bit of that reflected down here, just every once in a while, so that it balances and so forth, because you don't want to really use the blue as much, as intensely, and you want to use the lighter, darker colors without using black. So if you're really good about it and you can mix these colors, you can totally avoid black altogether unless you're darkening to use those hues, because using black is kind of your way out of it, and it doesn't. That's when you go from that step of being early on and doing painting to later on to where you learn to use the other colors. And as this woman did that, you can see her, she's using greens and purples and browns, mixing those 3 colors together, actually 4 right there. There's that blue. This is just beautiful. I always think a palette is just as much beautiful as the actual art piece, because it gives you so much insight into the artist's perspective and their process. Underneath that, we have the Permanent Paints Guide, 25 cents. It might give me some idea of the age of this, but I don't see it anywhere. Well, here we do. What do we see here? Copyright 1954. So this is from the 50s. This is from the early 50s. Newspaper sketch. You see some of this beautiful artwork. There's that still life right there that we're just looking at. And you see she sketched it out. Coffee pot. Some of these aren't used. Some of these probably have other things in them. And this is where you do your rough sketching. And then underneath another palette. Look at that. Wax paper. That's a good trick right there. And you would use wax paper if you're gonna be painting something for a long period of time so your paint doesn't dry out. You can take these wax paper covers and put them on top of your palette, and it kind of seals it somewhat to protect it from drying out on you. That's old school. I love that.